Welcome back. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know I'd certainly appreciate it. Now, new era. I feel like this is something that's thrown around a lot in our industry, and I'm certainly guilty of it as well. Admittedly, defining this can differ depending on each airline or aircraft manufacturer's set of circumstances. It must be said, though, in the case of Southwest, an esteemed airline within our aviation world, and a true staple in the US industry, it's about to embark on a set of adjustments to how it operates that are really aimed at redefining what it means to be aboard a Southwest plane, and even redefining its status. These changes are ultimately all being made with a clear intention to compete and continue to cater to the evolving needs of its consumer base. One of the arguably most significant changes is the introduction of assigned seating, a departure from Southwest's long-standing open seating model. This shift, which is, again, in response to evolving customer preferences, will be complemented by the introduction of premium seating options across all flights. As for the assigned seating, well, Southwest says it is listening to customer feedback and has conducted thorough research over time to understand exactly what its customers want from their travel experience and beyond that. Assigned seating is the direction in the future, and for more than 50 years, Southwest has been known for this open seating model, a model that equally has its plaudits and critiques, but one the US airline has stuck with. And maybe I'll interject here and give you the opportunity to share your thoughts down below in the comments just on the assigned seating. Are you a fan of their open seating model, or are you a fan of what they're moving towards that probably aligns it better with other companies? And as for this 50 years that I speak about, Southwest says a lot has changed, shock horror, but more importantly, what customers expect from travel has also considerably adjusted, and as a result, Southwest knows it needs to continue to evolve. The airline points directly towards customers who are now changing their flight trends and taking longer ones, and in this mode of transport, seating preferences are to be the preferred means of booking a flight. The adoption here is what Southwest believes needs to translate to its own business. The tests that I speak of have focused on how its operational reliability will fare thanks to these adjustments, which might seem a minimal reason, but it's such a radical change for an airline that has been hell-bent on sticking to what it has known for so long. Southwest needs to be able to be sure that if it implements assigned seating, this isn't going to impact, say, on-time performance. They actually state that 80% of their customers through their study prefer an assigned seat. And as for customers that have not flown Southwest, but may in the future and are categorized as prospective ones, this sits at 86%. So you've got a pretty colossal gap right there, and between what they're offering now and what they will in the future. Premium seating is another avenue many may not have imagined the company to go down, but one it is planning on progressing with. The airline will provide extended legroom in a portion of the cabin so that it won't be business class by all accounts at the airline, but something that is going to give customers greater comfort for their travel experience, making it, if you will, a little bit more personal and optimal. The airline says, though, that this avenue is still in the early stages of being rolled out, as the internal layout details are not finalized alongside other core principles that you would expect from such a radical change, but it is something they're looking to implement. The expectation will be that a third of the seats across the currently active Southwest fleet will feature additional legroom. However, one of the more notable comments relates to competitors, where Southwest mentions that the figure of a third of their seats being premium aligns with what industry peers are offering on their narrow-body planes. For that very onboard experience I speak of, it would appear Southwest wants to narrow the gap ever so slightly, and probably be considered more than what it has been in the past. One of the final major announcements from Southwest, and therefore of focus for today's proceedings, is red-eye flights. Yep, Southwest is going to go 24 hours and look to offer continued non-stop operations with the commencement of red-eye flights that are already bookable, and if you're after when they're going to commence, well, what perfect time than Valentine's Day of 2025. The day of love, and if you're an avgeek, maybe that's how you'll spend the day, jumping aboard one of their first red-eye services. But why? This seems like such a radical change, and it is, but for good reason. Southwest believes that phasing in additional flights on a red-eye basis will be really important as part of a multi-year transformation they're undertaking, and this will solely focus on improving revenue and finding cost-saving measures. Obviously, when planes are on the ground, they're not making money, but if you can get these in the air, well, they will, and Southwest has an incredible fleet of aircraft, and they believe what better way to utilize these than go 24 hours, which would truly be greater asset utilization and deploying these to more markets that require aircraft. So that's what's happening at Southwest. I thought I'd make its own video here on the channel, take a look at some of those features, discussion, and give you the chance to voice your opinions down below in the comments. Because it's quite a lot. Again, to recap, I've just covered the 24-hour operation, we've got premium seating coming, and also the airline has announced it's no longer going to be open seating, but rather assigned seating. So there's much change, and while a lot of it focuses in on the cabin product, the 24-hour operation really will look to change how it flies its aircraft. So as I said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you in a couple of days for your latest industry news, or analysis in this case.